This episode, Orlando Attractions Magazine, the show, is taking you to Star Wars weekend.
And while we're there, we're talking to Clone Wars star and one of the hosts, James Arnold Taylor.
You also get to be there for the grand opening of Legoland's new water park.
You get a front row seat to Universal's new Superstar Parade and Cinematic Spectacular.
All that, plus Spooky Empire's Mayhem Convention and plenty of insider info on what's happening this summer right here at SeaWorld.
Settle in.
The June 2012 episode of Orlando Attractions Magazine, the show, starts
now. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Ali. Heather is still around, but she's busy today.
Rest assured, you'll see her again. And you can also trust our word on Orlando because, as Ali mentioned last month, everyone on this show lives and works here.
Not just the city of Orlando, but we're all involved with the park somehow. I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you.
That's not true. No killing will happen. Just keep your eyes open when you're here in the parks, and you may see a host or two.
Now, we're here at SeaWorld today because we want to remind you about their upcoming Summer Nights festivities.
And we'll get to that later in the show, but first, we know you're probably dying to take a look at Star Wars weekends.
Yep, the annual tradition at Disney's Hollywood Studios is still in full swing.
We could probably give you a nice, neat, professional look at all the activities there are to do.
But instead, we're going to show you how a real fan does Star Wars weekends. So, who else could we send but Banks Lee?
Well, my car loves Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Audrey loves it.
Yeah.
Actually, we're pretty much all Rebel Alliance around here, aren't we?
You meant Empire, right?
Uh-oh. You guys watch this, Star Wars weekends.
And now the killing begins.
Down there, at those filthy little Jawa creatures. They're frightening. I believe those are human children. Really? Never mind.
All right, I'm here with a very special guest, the one, the only, James Arnold Taylor. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you? I mean, Star Wars weekends, Disney, you can't get better than this.
Exactly. It's my favorite thing every year here at Disney. Now, this is your second year hosting Star Wars weekends. What's it like to host?
It is a true honor to host Star Wars weekends. And as a Clone Wars actor, the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi and Master Plo Koon on Clone Wars, I never thought I'd be able to actually be the one to get up there and do all the hosting jobs. And it has been so much fun. And it is just an experience to see all the little kids, but also the parents and the families come together and experience Star Wars in a way that you can't anywhere else with Star Wars weekends.
Now, you are the voice most recognizable of Obi-Wan Kenobi on Clone Wars. How did you come about becoming the voice of Obi-Wan? Was it something that you had the voice ready before the audition or after the audition?
Yes, I channeled my inner Ewan McGregor. You know, it was, at the time, I was asked to match Ewan McGregor's voice as closely as possible because they were still making the films. And so I had done some of his doubling before, and so I knew our voices were similar. And so I just needed to kind of bring it into that. But I'm actually doing Ewan McGregor, who's doing Alec Guinness, who's doing Obi-Wan Kenobi. So you have all of these variations of Obi-Wan Kenobi. I try to combine both. These aren't the droids you're looking for. I have a bad feeling, and combine those into one Obi-Wan Kenobi for the Clone Wars, yeah.
Now, you have a show here, an excellent show called Obi-Wan and Beyond. You showcase...
How much do I owe you? Come on, really.
I really love it. I can't get enough of this show. You showcase so many different voices that you do over your career here. Was this something that you came up with, or did Disney approach you about doing this show?
You know, this is a show I've been working on for about 7 years in my head, and then I started really writing it a couple of years ago. And when Disney asked me if I wanted to host, I was able to say, well, I have this show as well that I'd like to be able to bring to y'all, and they were like, that would be great. So we just kind of came together and really just made it happen. I mean, they built this beautiful set for me, and they've just been so great. The lighting and the sound, it's just really awesome.
How did you get your start as a voice actor?
You know, a lot of people will start, you know, as they want to be an actor, they want to be on camera. And most voice actors, myself, D. Bradley Baker, Tom Kane, we all really had aspirations of just doing voices. Ever since I was 4 years old, I knew I wanted to do voices in cartoons. And, you know, all of the various cartoon characters, Mel Blanc and Don Messick were my heroes. So I started at a very young age. Then I got into radio. And I learned my craft in radio and how to work the microphones and the headphones. And then from there, I got into stand-up comedy as well. And so those two kind of combined, and then eventually I got an agent, and the rest is history, as they say. So yeah.
Now, there's a point you touch on in the show about an incident that happened with your voice where you almost lost your voice. How were you able to overcome that adversity?
Yeah, I actually really, I had toxic mold poisoning from a house that we had that had toxic mold, and the short version is I did lose my voice for quite a period of time, and I had to retrain myself. I worked with vocal coaches and really had to change my diet, my lifestyle, everything, but it was a great kind of challenge, and that's the thing I always try to say in the show is we're always going to get hit with challenges in life, but those challenges will make us stronger, and they'll make our craft even better if we pursue it more. And so that's what I really did, is I just went after it harder and more intensely, and as George Lucas would say, faster and more intense. And that's what I've done now, and I've been able to really manage to keep the voice and keep it strong, so it's great.
And that's one of the things I love about following you on Facebook and Twitter. You're always posting these daily little bits of advice and inspiration for people that want to follow their dreams. Now, what's the best piece of advice you can give for someone that wants to be a voice actor or do anything in general?
Well, if you want to be a voice actor, I would say don't worry so much about doing a bunch of different voices. You know, it's great to be able to be Johnny Test and be totally awesome and Obi-Wan Kenobi and Master Plo Koon and Yabba Dabba Doo, Fred Flintstone, and it's crazy, you know, the way Christopher Walken talks, and sometimes I do his voice, you know, oh, wait a second, Doc, this is heavy. Great Scott, Marty! I mean, all of that is great, but that shouldn't be your primary focus if you want to be a voice actor. This voice is the voice I had to learn before I learned any of those voices. I had to learn how to control my own voice, and that would be the thing I would say. Learn your own voice, read out loud as much as you can, and just have fun with it, enjoy it. And that would be the same as anything in life. Just want that and be passionate about it. Yeah.
Now we are at Walt Disney World, the most magical place on Earth. What is your favorite thing to do here?
Oh, well, besides Star Wars weekends, and besides getting pictures with all of the characters and seeing Jedi Mickey, those are some of the coolest things for me. But I do love Star Tours. I think everybody, you know, could enjoy that. But I am partial to the Magic Kingdom too. I love the Magic Kingdom because that's more of like all the stuff I grew up with, and now my little girl who's 7 years old is experiencing it with me. So I think those are really awesome. But the rides and stuff are great. But just the fact that all these characters are here, you know, we forget when we get older that they're right there, and you get to experience them firsthand instead of just seeing them in cartoons or on television. So that's my favorite part.
One last question I had for you is, since you do so many different voiceovers, is there something here at Walt Disney World that guests might hear daily that you have done?
Oh, you know, many years ago, I got to do a lot of the voices for California Adventure, and then there was a ride called Rocket Rides, and I was the voice of Mission Control in Rocket. Yeah, we are clear for liftoff and all that kind of stuff. But every once in a while, I might do a little Captain Jack Sparrow when Johnny Depp's not available. I might come in and do it. So, but Johnny is the voice here, pretty much, but on the games and the toys. So I think that there's a couple places here, like Dinosaur, the ride Dinosaur. If you go to Dinosaur at the end when you come out, you'll hear me doing kind of a Michael J. Fox type voice, you know.
On the overhead, looking for the dinosaur. Yeah.
Look out, there's a dinosaur, whoa, you know, and all that. So yeah, if you hear that, that's me, yeah.
That is great. James, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. This is truly an honor.
Well, thank you. And I sense the force is very strong here. Yes, and you will come to Star Wars weekends. This is the place you're looking for.
This is the place that I'm looking for.
That's right. You can go about your business.
I will go about my business.
Move along. Move along.
Now, I am James Arnold Taylor. I'm the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi and Master Plo Koon on the Clone Wars, yes. And thank you. I'm also the voice of a character called Johnny Test. Anybody know Johnny Test? So Johnny Test and Obi-Wan Kenobi are voiced by the same person, and you probably never would have guessed that, right? But also, Fred Flintstone, Yabba Dabba Doo, Bonnie, my pebbles. Anytime you hear that, that would be me as well. So, there's a quick little plug for me and my stage show, Obi-Wan and Beyond, which will be right back here at 4:45 at the Premier Theater. I hope you get a chance to check it out. Thank you. But we have an amazing show for you right now. However, I am not the host you're looking for. But I love that, how they do that every time I do this. Very lovely. I love that you're always very stylized and always doing stuff. You love fashion, yes?
I love fashion, yes.
You love fashion so much that you created your own line of clothing for ladies that love sci-fi.
I did.
And it's called Her Universe. Anybody know that? This is not a paid endorsement. I just love the fact that you've done this. And I think it's great. Now, I like the shirt today. This is the first time I've seen this one. It says,
yes.
For those of you that can't see, it says, looking for love in Alderaan places. We need like a, you know what I mean? So
Probably the favorite things I've done that people seem to like is on Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, our big bunny rabbit, Mr. Harriman, who sounds like Master Blue rules are meant to be followed. And I was on the Powerpuff Girls. I'm Professor Utonium. That was the worst lab assistant I ever had. And last year I got to do something which was very cool because it was a new thing. I'm now Smurf. I'm narrator Smurf in the Smurfs movie that came out last year. There he is. And I just recorded the Smurfs 2. So that'll be out next year. So.
We need 2 new cast members. We need 2 people that will be honorary cast members from the Clone Wars today. Tom and Kate. We need 1 boy to be the voice of Senator Bail Organa, and 1 girl to be the voice of Varys Offee.
Senator Organa, Bail Organa. Oh man, we have a lot to choose from.
Yes.
Do you think you're up for you can dial in your Bail Organa?
I think I can dial it in, yes.
You could?
Yes.
All right, come on. Well, Bail Organa was played by Jimmy Smits in the films, and Phil Lamar, a very talented voice actor, is the one that does his voice now. But he's very kind of calm and just, he's a senator. He's not going to get that big or anything. So, just channel that. All right, very good. Oh, very good. Yes. Nice. And okay,
Now,
so
James, you're going to be the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
yes.
And Tom, you're going to be the voice of the announcer and Master Yoda. And I'll be the voice of Ahsoka. So let's go into the studio
All right,
now.
we'll go this way.
And this
All
is
right.
very exciting because, I'm sorry, here we go. This is very exciting because we have a brand new scene that was made exclusively for Star Wars weekends. This has never been seen before, except this morning at 11 o'clock.
Jedi in training. All the Clone Wars have scattered the Jedi Knights across the galaxy to battle the evil separatists, training the next generation of Guardians is of paramount importance. Jedi Master Yoda, along with Varys Offee, trains a class of Jedi younglings in the ways of the Force when they receive a visit from a desperate ally.
Younglings, a visitor we have. From this guest instructor, you will learn.
As Jedi, we believe we can learn from anyone, no matter how young.
Or how old, for that matter.
Pick up your training lightsaber and repeat the maneuver as I do.
Watch closely, you shall. See, direct is the action. No wasted energy.
It's a straight move, right to the point.
Pardon the interruption, Master Yoda. Do you have any grape Paul? No, I'm sorry. Pardon the interruption, Master Yoda.
Senator Organa has arrived early for the diplomatic meetings with the both representatives.
I think it's dolphins. both of them are dolphins.
Greetings, Master Yoda. Thank you for arranging this meeting, but there is a problem.
Of what help can I be, Senator?
The Bothan delegates refuse to leave their embassy.
And nobody seems to know how to say dolphin here as well. No expense has been spared to welcome these guests, although we can't call them by name. The reception is really quite lavish. It's the talk of the second.
Difficult this challenge is. To sort out the situation, great wisdom it will take.
Master, it should be a straight move and to the point.
Are you suggesting it's the reception that's keeping them away?
Well, the Bothmans are no-nonsense people.
Yes, not the small talk and appetizers crowd.
Well, that's it. We'll cancel the reception immediately and move on to the talks. Thank you, Master Yoda.
Thank you, you should, for the wisdom of this learner.
Well, as always, I had a blast here at this year's Star Wars Weekends. Can't wait for next year. Speaking of next year, if you have a chance to come out and see Star Wars Weekends, do yourself a favor and come on out. Even if you're remotely a Star Wars fan, you will love it. Now, we've got to end this in true Star Wars fashion, so may the Force be with you. Move along. Move along. Move along. These are not the droids you're looking for. Move along.
Star Wars Weekends isn't the only game in town for movie lovers. There's plenty to offer over at Universal Orlando. And if you keep up on theme park news, then you already know they recently kicked off a Superstar Parade and a nighttime cinematic spectacular. Audrey is going to take you with her for a front row seat to both experiences. And you're going to get to hear from the designers who created them. Make sure to settle in for the whole thing and look to see if any of your favorite movies made it into the show.
Hey guys, Audrey here at Universal Studios Florida. Now tonight we are here to check out their media preview for their Superstar Parade and the thing I'm most excited about, their cinematic spectacular. So if you are a movie geek, you're going to want to stick around because we're about to have some serious movie related fun. Anybody else get goosebumps when the Back to the Future music starts playing? Because I do. So this is Hollywood Street, and this is where the parade is going to end. So we've got a good spot. You're going to get the good view. An amazing parade. It was colorful. There were so many dancers. You're gonna love that. Way to go, Universal.
Our characters come out and do very interactive meet and greets. Dora and Booch will be able to go up, give them a hug, shake their hands, play with them a little bit. Vector and Gru are out in the street, kind of going after each other a bit. The three little girls are out there and they're interacting with you a little differently than we've ever done that before here. So we're very, very excited. A lot of hard work has gone into it.
It actually started really small. It started out as just a simple revamp of the current 360 show. But one thing we did know we wanted to do was remove the spheres that we had in the lagoon, try and find a new projection surface, something that was a little more dynamic. And that brought us to Strasbourg, France, with Aquatique International. And they developed these amazing aquagraphic curtains that can really project a very clear and almost high definition image on both sides of the curtain. That's one thing too. If no matter what side of the park you're on, you're seeing the same image. It's not reverse on one side. You can really project onto this curtain from both sides, which was really, really intriguing to us. Awesome. But the focus of this show is telling the story of Universal's film legacy. That was the main thing we wanted to do. It's very important to us. It's hugely important to me. I'm a huge movie fan. This was an absolute dream come true to get the call saying, hey, we want to do a Lagoon show. Would you mind doing an edit of all the famous Universal clips? Yes, that would be awesome.
So we've seen the parade, and now we're out here at sunset. It's so beautiful, and we get to watch the cinematic spectacular. I don't know about you, but man, one of the best feelings in the world is when you're sitting in the movie theater and then that Universal logo comes up and you just get goosebumps and you know that the movie is about to begin. So I hope that I can, feel a little bit of that feeling. I know the show's going to be good because you can't go wrong with film score, right? Like there's no, it's going to start.
As children, we allow our imaginations to run wild, taking us to incredible places, letting us become anyone and do anything.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Houston, we have a problem. Theme from Casper. They're playing the theme from Casper.
You tell me you built a time machine out of DeLorean?
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
I'm keeping it.
For 100 years, we've lived fantasies, adventures, horrors, and dramas. For 100 years, film has shown us who we are and all we can become.
I'm Spartacus.
I'm smart, I'm hardworking, and I'll do anything, and I'm not leaving here without a job.
My name is Lieutenant Aldo Rain.
Yes, sir!
I wanted to serve my country. I want to go to Vietnam.
Then fly! Yeah. All right.
the Puma.
There's something wrong with your toilet. You have much more hair in your nose than my dad.
Well, that's good, I notice.
I'm a kid, that's my job.
The price is wrong, Bob.
The new phone book's here! The new phone book's here!
Come on, Donna.
Are you nuts?
That isn't an insult. I don't know what is.
Tonight, we celebrate 100 years of films that have touched our hearts, inspired our dreams, and set our imaginations free. Films that allow us to rise to the challenge, face our fears, fall in love, be a kid again.
Our next broadcast will be from the surface of the moon.
Universal Pictures, 100 years is just the beginning.
That was an amazing show. If you love movies, you have got to see this show. I saw the Marx Brothers in Duck Soup. I saw To Kill a Mockingbird. I saw The Big Lebowski. I saw The Evil Dead. I saw all of the Universal monsters. I saw Steve Martin in The Jerk. I mean, it's just a best of collection. Coming here and seeing this show, the Cinematic Spectacular, is sort of like being at a rock concert for the whole of Universal film history. It's amazing.
E.T. Back to the Future, Gladiator is featured during the Good versus Evil section. And then there are two other tracks that were put in because I felt they were an emotional value. They may not have been a well-known Universal film, but definitely the music. You've got James Horner with the Casper soundtrack. That's how the show opens. That score is gorgeous. And I listened to the score before I knew it was in that movie. I hadn't realized it. It was on my iTunes, and I was like, oh, this is a gorgeous piece. Oh, it's a Universal film. Oh, it's Casper. Cool. All right, great. We're putting that in the opening. And then right after that, 100 Years, 100 Seconds is a film that it was merely selfish on my part. It's The Last Starfighter by Craig Safin. It is an awesome piece of music, and it was a Universal title. So I was like, I have to put this in because that's a score that I've always loved since that movie came out. And again, not a film you'd know, not a score that was well known, but that was okay because I really wanted the clips to shine there. Let that music carry the emotion and not the film that it was based on, you know. What else am I missing? Prelude from Psycho. Cape Fear opens the horror section, then leads into Prelude from Psycho. There's a little bit of a Jaws nod there in the middle with the fin fountain. And then we end with, we kind of roll back into Cape Fear after it's done. That then bleeds into Apollo 13. And then we come into E.T. right at the very end. And that was the first piece of music I put in. This show had to end with E.T. That you cannot get more grand than John Williams. So that was a no-brainer for the end of the show. And also that film being very close to my heart, it was a no-brainer. So yeah, there's an overly long explanation of the tracks in the show.
Good night.
Hey guys, check it out. Pelicans. You never see those in Florida. SeaWorld's awesome. There's always some mass gathering of fans somewhere in town, no matter what time of year it is. We get Star Trek conventions, Star Wars Celebration, and one of the conventions, Spooky Empire, actually happens twice a year. They're primarily a horror convention, but they also cover sci-fi. There are always celebrities, and the whole thing kicks off with a zombie walk. Last time the convention was in town, Mike Carr showed you around. Banks Lee gets to show you one of the more surprising angles of the convention scene, and it actually has nothing to do with zombies. But it does have to do with Austin Powers Mini-Me. Now, you have to watch to see what I'm talking about. So, watch it.
All right, so I'm outside the Wyndham Resort on International Drive for some reason. I don't know what's going on. You know, it's definitely summer. It's hot as blazes. There's a crowd of tourists all around me. I don't know what's going on. It seems like they're heading in one direction here. So I'm going to follow them and see where they're heading. What's the secret word for today?
Dead.
Ah, ew. Well, this is a really neat display here at Spooky Empire. It's their first year doing this. There's a lot of great classic monsters on display in here. Like you got the Wolfman right here behind me. Right over here, there's the creature from the Black Lagoon, Frankenstein, the Phantom of the Opera. If you're a really big fan of, you know, classic movie monsters, this is a cool thing to see. Now, one of the best parts of a convention like this is the fact you can come inside and mix and mingle with some of your favorite celebrities, especially from certain genres like horror. Now, maybe we'll get to talk to one of these celebrities here later, so let's just take a look around, shall we? I'm here with a very special guest. This is Vern Troyer, best known as Mini-Me from Austin Powers. Vern, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am great. Now, welcome to Orlando. Is this your first time here in Orlando?
No, I've been here when I was a kid, you know, going to Disney World, things like that.
What's your favorite thing to do at Disney World?
That was a long time ago. I think my favorite ride was Space Mountain because it's the only roller coaster that I qualified to ride on because of the height limit. So, you know, I cut in line so many times just to, you know, keep riding it.
I understand that. All right, now, this convention there's a lot of charity work going on. I know there's a charity that you work with, Best Buddies. Can you talk a little bit about that charity?
Yeah, it's an organization that helps intellectual and developmental people, kids, adults, you know, try to, you know, just be themselves and be like regular people to help them, you know, get jobs, help them in regular day life. We have like events like bike racing events that we do, one in Cape Cod and then another one up in Monterey, California. And they all come from all over, and we just, you know, have fun. I mean, it's what makes it so great is, you know, seeing the kids smile, you know, and that's what makes it worth it.
And if people want to find out more information about this, where can they go?
Bestbuddies.com. Just on the internet, Google it if you can't find it. Best Buddies.
Now, you have a movie coming out this year, I believe. Can you talk a little bit about what this movie is about?
Well, it's a British comedy, a little vulgar. You know how British comedies are. And it's with my good friend Lee Francis. It's a character that he came up with. His name is Keith Lemon. And there's a show in the UK, and you can find it on YouTube if you want, called Celebrity Juice. And it's a really odd British character. And you know, if you go and check online, you'll see a little bit what it's going to be like. I get to play the fixer in the film, try to fix everybody's, you know, their lives and careers and things like that, but I seem to fail every time.
What are some ways that people can connect with you online?
I would say probably the best way is on Twitter. It's a Vern Troyer, VERNE Troyer.
Now, do you go? What's your favorite thing about coming to conventions like Spooky Empire Mayhem?
Well, I think it's just great meeting everybody, meeting all your fans, because if it wouldn't be for them, we wouldn't be working.
Vern, thank you so much for taking the time to talking to us. You enjoy the convention here.
Thanks.
You know, talking to Vern really got me into thinking that I've covered a lot of conventions here for the show, and there really are a lot of charities that like to help out with the conventions, like this one right behind me here, the It's Alive Project, St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. A lot of great charity work is done at all these conventions. So, you know, go to spookyempire.com to see what charities are being supported and make a donation yourself. Well, that's going to do it for us here. Hold on. Make sure Tom Savini doesn't photobomb us again this time.
Tom Savini.
Okay, good. Well, that's it for us here at Spooky Empire's Mayhem at the Wyndham Resort. Now, remember, this is the last time the Spooky Empire is going to be at this resort. Starting this October, it's going to be right here at the Hilton Orlando. So go to spookyempire.com, check it out, and we'll see you in October.
I like the yellow fish. My daughter calls those fish bubbles.
Bubbles?
Yeah, because in the Finding Nemo.
In
Bubbles,
Nemo.
bubbles, bubbles, my bubbles. So here we are in the Manta Aquarium, and I grew up around the oceans my entire life, and like I'm deathly afraid of sharks, like really big sharks. Are you afraid of any kind of sea creatures?
I've always been afraid of stingrays.
Really? Stingrays? Well, luckily there's not any stingrays behind us at all. No, don't look, just straight ahead. You haven't been on the show in a while, right?
Not since December.
You know what, now that I think about it, some of your segments, you used to get all the tough stuff, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I think I'm the only host who ended up underwater, upside down in a flight simulator, sliding down ice, and on the run from monsters at Halloween Horror Nights.
That's right, we lost you at Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, speaking of disappearing, Audrey went to check out a magic show that happens regularly at the Saralago Hotel on 192.
Here's the really interesting thing about this show. It happens in a really small space. It's kind of tucked away, almost hidden. But if you can track it down, you end up watching a magic show with an audience full of magicians.
That's awesome. It's sort of where the insiders go to test their tricks, and apparently sometimes really famous magicians show up there when they're in town for vacation, which is funny because the venue is actually really unassuming.
If you're coming to town and you or one of your kids is a magic fan, this is kind of off the grid and you should really consider the experience.
Yeah, the flip side of that is this is where young magicians sometimes make their very first debut. Audrey saw one kid's very first act, and after that, the guy who trained David Copperfield came on. Not the guy in the book, the actual magician, David Copperfield.
That's what I really love about this show. In this episode alone, we've been to Universal, Disney World, and SeaWorld, but we also got off the beaten path for quirky stuff like this.
Check it out.
Thanks, guys. Now we are here tonight at Wizards Magic Theater, and I am ready to see the show. So come on, let's go see what kind of tricks they have up their sleeve. See? It's a magic reference.
All right, well, because we have 4 acts that are going to perform for you, I won't have any time to do any magic tonight. Okay.
Like it? Oh yeah, that's our card. One card, down the center. I don't see the face or the back. I don't shuffle or cut. It's not that kind of a trick. In fact, the only thing that I do is I wind the deck up. No, it works by itself. My favorite feat of magic is my left foot. If I tap my left foot twice at the tip of my left toe, I get one card. It just happens to be the Ace of Hearts. Was that your card? There's no longer any 6 of spades. In the deck, there's a 7 of spades here, 6 of clubs, 6 of hearts, 5 of clubs, 5 of spades, 7 of clubs. Yours was, there's 8 of spades. Yours was the 6 of spades, right? No 6 of spades. It's gone. It's what they call the fly-away card because it's flying away. It's flying invisibly around the room until it comes back down and it enters the fly. Ooh, no. I need a volunteer. Again, I say the one card just happens to be the 6.
Now, if the shocker's going to come all the way out from Las Vegas, he's going to give someone the chance to win some sort of valuable prize. Here at Wizards Magic Theater. So in this box, I have got some bags. Each one of these bags contains the possibility of a prize. No, the red balls all have a big letter X on them. Those are the bad ones. Those are not the good prize balls. And the green one has a little $sign on it. Here, check them out. Give them money. Give them those squeeze there. In these bags, there are the balls that contain the ability for you to win a prize. We have bag number 1. We have bag number 2. We have bag number 3. And we have bag kitten. Which bag would you like to go with? Whichever one you pick is the one we're going to stick with. You're going to go with Bag Kitten. So that's yours. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. You can hear it in there. Let's take a look. There it is. Whoa. A green ball inside the bag. Nicely done. Now let's take a look just to make sure that I wasn't cheating there, that there is actually a red ball left in the final one there. California Gaming Law says you got to show that. So because Kelly, you won $100,000. That's for you. And you know what? Being such a good night, you get $100,000. You get $100,000. You get $100,000. Everybody check under your seats. You don't get crap.
So for people who are planning their vacation, maybe they're going to be here this summer, how can they get a hold of the information that they might need to come and see the show?
Well, I think the best way is just go to the website. They can see who's performing. It's wizardsmagictheater.com. Really easy, wizardsmagictheater.com. And we're the only close-up parlor magic show in this part of the United States.
So what kind of people, what do you think your most frequent guest is? What kind of guests do you currently attract, and what kind of people do you hope, maybe, what kind of new guests are you looking for?
Well, we always get the people staying here at the hotel, which is nice. We get a good variety. So and then we also get a group of magicians actually come every week because they want to see what the new latest effects are, maybe from another magician. So half the audience is kind of cool. Will be regular people just off the streets, and the other half, there could be a guy next to you pulling a rabbit out of his jacket. You don't know what you're going to see here, so even in the audience.
What do you think my wrestling name would be?
Yeah, I think you would be
Sweater McGee.
No, I'm thinking with the flower. You're like the Hawaiian Hitman.
I love that. All right, pose me out. Hawaiian Hitman and the Shocker. There's so much rage and magic and then rage again.
Yes. Sums up my life perfectly.
Now, even though Legoland has been operating for less than a year, last week they opened their new water park, and right on time for that trademark Florida. That's not funny. That trademark Florida heat. There's a twist though. Just as Legoland is designed especially for children, so is their water park. Naturally, we had to test it out the right way. We sent Banksley. No, I'm kidding. We didn't send Banksley. Of course not. It's for kids. So we talked to actual kids and asked them to tell us the whole truth about what they thought about Legoland's new water park.
It's good, it's great, well, you get wet a lot and it's fun.
It's fun. I like everything here.
I like the big slides. I like the water slides.
Count with me in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
All sorts of models here for our water park. Everything from fish to jellyfish, starfish, lots of fish, of course. We've also got our larger-than-life friends that are all throughout our water park, as well as regular friends. One of the big projects that I was instrumental in is entering into our lazy river. We have a massive Lego friend sitting in a chair with a megaphone that squirts water, and that megaphone was actually designed off of a piece just about that big and took about 16 hours to design and create. Our Build-A-Raft River here in the water park gives kids the opportunity to use giant foam bricks and build on rafts and take those rafts floating around our lazy river. The cool thing about it is they can build anything from sharks to turtles to even forts going across inner tubes and create little fortresses that they can float down. It's just insane the amount of creativity kids can have with those blocks. Our water park is geared for the same ages as our regular park, so 2 to 12, and we have taken every precaution to make sure it's safe for the kids. We've toned down our waves in the wave pool so that the kids can actually get in and feel the waves bobbing them up and down. Of course, our Joker Soaker, which is behind us, tons and tons of stuff for our kids to interact, explore, and have fun with.
What we're really trying to focus on is encouraging people to take
long weekend vacations here in Winter Haven at Legoland. So the idea is you come in, go to Legoland, Florida the first day, spend the night around town, and then the second day come in and do the water park. So really the best value if you're a resident or you live close by is to purchase our premium pass. It's $179 and it's good for 12 months at Legoland, Florida and the water park, and it gives you free parking and discounts on food and merchandise. We really made it very, very family friendly. We put a lot of cool decking down on the ground to make it cooler for kids on the ground. We added the Duplo Splash Safari and the Imagination Station, and those areas are both for kids kind of under 6 years old.
Last episode, Banks was here at SeaWorld to check out their newest attraction, TurtleTrek, and today I'm here to check it out. I cannot wait to see the manatees and sea turtles. Let's go inside. Look at their little face.
SeaWorld rescues more manatees than any other facility in the world. Everyday heroes like you are helping manatees too by recycling, cleaning up beaches, and keeping boat speeds down.
Well, we just got finished with TurtleTrek, and I have to say I had so much fun checking out the manatees. They swam right up to me, and I could just see them right through the glass. We checked out the sea turtles and just finished up the 360-3D adventure where we got to journey with Naya the sea turtle, and it was such an innovative and educational experience. I had so much fun watching. We are truly behind the scenes here at SeaWorld Orlando. I am in the North Support area where we have animal rescue vehicles as well as boats and rehabilitation pools. And I'm about to go talk to one of the members of SeaWorld's animal rescue team. Would you mind telling our viewers what it is you do here at SeaWorld and where we are right now?
Sure. I'm supervisor of animal care here at SeaWorld of Florida. We're actually in our back rehabilitation center for our manatees.
Very cool. There's actually a manatee swimming around directly behind us, and this is a rehabilitation pool?
Correct. This is one of our rehabilitation pools. These three guys are just about to get ready to be released again. That's why they're back in this pool.
Okay, great. Typically, how long would you say? Actually, let's first start off by telling the viewers a little bit about specifically what kind of animals you rescue and how long they're in your care for.
Sure. SeaWorld Animal Care Rescue Team, we rescue any animal we're called about. So if it's a manatee, if it's a seal, if it's a turtle, if it's a dolphin, we will go after them. Each animal has its own specific injury or its own specific illness, so how long they're here all depends on the animal. Sometimes we can get them turned around and returned to the wild within a week or two. Other times it's a much longer time of care. You know, when it comes to rescues, I've done a lot of rescues. SeaWorld over the years, we've rescued over 20,000 animals, and each one brings its own unique idea to it. We've done some really neat ones. I've been on one where we airlifted a manatee out of the Everglades. I've gone as far as Maine to rescue a manatee up there. We've done some just truly unique, but in each rescue, the best part about them is when you're able to take those animals, get them rehabilitated, and return them to the wild. We've got a female manatee that we released back out about 5-8 years ago who just had her first baby. Those are the kind of things that we do this job for.
What a rewarding experience. You actually touched upon one of the questions that I wanted to ask you as far as, you know, when you're called, you'll go out and rescue any animal. You mentioned visiting Maine, so there's no restrictions as to how far you'll travel to rescue an animal?
There are a bunch of federal agencies that oversee what we do, but once the call comes and we're asked for our assistance, we'll go anywhere we need. If that's going here in Florida or if that's anywhere in the U.S., once we're asked, SeaWorld will put their crews together. We're on call 24/7, which means any day of the year we can get a phone call, and once we do, we pack our bags and we get going.
Wow. On call 24/7. If you're not actually out, you know, in the field rescuing, what is a typical day like behind the scenes here?
There's not a typical day. There's nothing typical about this job. Some days, we'll come in and everything will be nice and quiet. We'll do our routine of maintenance and care for our animals. We might be like right now tubing one manatee, and we'll get a call, and next thing you know, we'll be 2 to 3 manatees here being tubed around the clock. It depends on what the animals need. And whatever that is, that's what we're going to end up doing. So SeaWorld doesn't just say, we'll go get the animal and see what we can do. We put a commitment to these animals, and once we have them, we will actually do whatever it takes to ensure the best care of those animals.
This has been so cool, actually, stepping behind the scenes and seeing what makes SeaWorld so unique. It's not just a park with amusement rides and shows and food. You guys are working 24/7 behind the scenes to make sure that you're rescuing and caring for animals in need. So thank you so much for having us and giving our viewers a look behind the scenes here at what you do.
Absolutely my pleasure. It was fun talking with you.
Well, that's all the latest from SeaWorld, Universal, Walt Disney World, and Legoland.
And that means it's time to get to our fan shout-outs.
First off, we want to wish a happy birthday to Evan Patterson of Stirling, Scotland. His birthday is June 1st.
Happy birthday, buddy. Adam and Holly of Lundy thank us for their monthly dose of sunshine. They also said we should be on the Travel Channel. You know what? Yeah.
Owls of Epicness on YouTube went to Epcot's Flower and Garden Festival after watching our show and found one of the hidden Mickeys we pointed out.
Awesome. Eagle VP said he's looking forward to our summer of 1-hour shows. Well, we're looking forward to him watching.
920 Roxy says they love our show and to keep up the good work.
Finally, I shall perform Super Diddy 10's YouTube comment from episode 70. Whilst the rain hammers down and miserable England is flooded, the bright sun shines in Orlando, yet it is still flooded. Flooded with unshameful fun! We love you, Orlando!
Wonderful job. We love you. You can watch the show on Bright House Channel 300 and Channel 340 in the Busch Gardens area, as well as on YouTube and iTunes.
You can read our blogs, see our photo galleries, and get breaking news at attractionsmagazine.com.
And you can get your theme park fix from us via Twitter and Facebook. Our band of roving reporters don't miss a thing.
Come back on July 1st for more behind the scenes, more high quality video, more in-depth interviews.
And more sights and sounds from all the Orlando theme parks you love.
Until next time, have fun!
You're scary.
Come back!
Secret bloopers of the month.
Hit him back, Amanda. Didn't see that coming. Wow, look at how pretty. So we're filming in here next, right? You bring your scuba gear?
I did.
Yeah.
I brought my scuba gear. I don't know how they're going to feel about my tassels, but you know what? We'll figure it out.
Sheila, doing the drums. She's a lady drummer. You didn't know that? You're behind the times, my friend.
A dangerous animal. She's got nice, lovable, playful ones.
How did that happen?
And when all else fails, stop into the lobby of the hotel and just ask how to get here. That's what we did.
That's right, folks. Wizards Magic Theater.
And ladies, if you can get your man to ask directions when you come here,
Yeah, that would help.
it is magic.
Yes.
I know I'm doing this in my
It's magical.
Ooh, look at
That's great. There's our producer Audrey trying to hide from the zombies. She loves zombies. She loves zombies right there.
I don't know what I'm just a producer. I'm not even going to be on camera. I don't even know.